Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and thought, was that line always there? Or when did that change happen? As men grow older, the body begins to send signals, some loud. Others whisper soft, that things are shifting. Some of these changes you might see, others you might feel, and surprisingly, one you might even smell before you notice anything else. But these aren't just random quirks of biology. They're powerful, telltale signs of how aging subtly reshapes a man's body over time. In this video, we're diving into 4 key indicators of aging in men. 1 related to scent, 2 that seem to grow over time, and 1 that quietly shrinks. Some changes creep in gradually, while others might catch you completely off guard. Stick around to the end, because you might just uncover the reason behind a change you felt but never fully understood. And by the time we're done, you'll walk away with a clearer understanding of what's going on, and more importantly, what you can do about it. 1. The scent you didn't expect. As we age, some changes are expected: graying hair, deeper lines, a slower pace. But there's another, more subtle shift that often goes unnoticed until it's pointed out. A distinct scent that seems to cling to older skin. It's not about hygiene, nor is it your choice of cologne or soap. It's something deeper, biological, chemical, and completely natural. This quiet transformation begins around the age of 40, when the body's internal chemistry starts to shift. The skin, our largest organ, undergoes a series of changes, one of which includes a reduction in antioxidant defenses. As a result, certain fatty acids on the skin's surface, particularly omega-7 unsaturated fatty acids, begin to oxidize more easily. This oxidation produces a compound called 2-nonenal, which emits a faint but persistent scent often described as grassy, oily, or slightly waxy. Unlike traditional body odor caused by sweat and bacteria, 2-nonenal is resistant to typical soaps and detergents. It binds to fabric and lingers on the skin in a way that's difficult to wash away. Harold, a 73-year-old retired architect, encountered this firsthand. He noticed that even after doing laundry, his shirts carried a lingering scent he couldn't quite place. Switching detergent didn't help. It wasn't until his granddaughter, with the unfiltered honesty only children possess, told him, "Grandpa, you smell like a cozy library," that he realized something deeper was going on. She didn't mean it unkindly. It was an observation, warm and oddly comforting. But it made Harold pause. After a bit of research and reflection, he understood the scent wasn't coming from his clothes, it was coming from him. This phenomenon is more common than many people realize. By the time men reach their 70s, 2-nonenal production becomes more pronounced, and even the cleanest individual may notice this natural scent persisting. But here's the important part. It's not a sign of poor hygiene or neglect. It's a natural, biological process. And thankfully, there are ways to manage it. One of the most effective solutions starts with using the right kind of soap. Regular soaps aren't formulated to tackle 2-nonenal. Instead, look for products containing persimmon extract, activated charcoal, or green tea, ingredients known for their ability to neutralize oxidized compounds and break down stubborn oils on the skin. These can help cleanse more deeply, targeting the source of the scent rather than just masking it. What you eat also plays a crucial role. Foods rich in antioxidants help combat oxidative stress from the inside out. Incorporating more green tea, berries, leafy greens like spinach, and even a bit of dark chocolate into your diet can make a meaningful difference over time. Don't forget your laundry. Because 2-nonenal binds to fabrics, your clothes can hold onto the scent even after a wash. Add baking soda, white vinegar, or odor-neutralizing laundry agents to your routine to better break down these compounds and refresh your wardrobe. Lastly, staying active and well-hydrated supports healthy skin and overall detoxification, helping your body manage changes more efficiently. The truth is, this subtle shift in scent is simply a part of the aging process, a marker of a life well-lived, of changes etched not just on our faces but in the quiet chemistry of our skin. It's not something to fear or hide from, but it is something we can understand, embrace, and gently guide. Just like Harold, You might one day smile when someone notices that cozy library scent. And now, with the right tools and awareness, you can manage it with confidence and care. Because aging doesn't mean losing control. It just means learning a little more about the body that's carried you through so much. 2. The belly that doesn't back down. One of the most frustrating changes men face as they age is the sudden appearance of belly fat, especially when it seems to come out of nowhere. You're eating the same way, staying active, and yet the mirror starts to show a thicker waistline. For many, this isn't just a cosmetic issue. It feels like the body is betraying them, and it can leave even the most disciplined men wondering what's going on. Let's take Dennis, for example. At 75, he's a former marathon runner who's always taken pride in staying fit. His diet is clean, he walks every day, and he's stayed committed to his health for decades. But despite all of this, something changed in his early 70s. His arms and legs started to look leaner, almost too lean, while his belly began to round out and push forward. It was subtle at first, but over time, it became clear. Something was shifting, and it wasn't just age. What Dennis experienced is actually very common. As men get older, their bodies go through a number of changes that silently conspire against their efforts to stay lean. Testosterone levels naturally begin to drop, and with that decline comes a reduction in lean muscle mass. And when you lose muscle, your metabolism slows down. That means your body starts burning fewer calories at rest. Even if your activity level and food intake stay the same, your body isn't processing energy the way it used to. But that's not all. The fat that accumulates in the abdominal area, commonly known as visceral fat, is particularly stubborn and dangerous. Unlike fat stored in other parts of the body, belly fat is metabolically active. It doesn't just sit there quietly. It releases inflammatory substances that can affect your heart, your brain, and your metabolic health. In fact, carrying excess abdominal fat is closely linked with a higher risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even cognitive decline. So what can you do about it? First, resistance training is one of the most effective ways to combat the loss of muscle and the slowdown of metabolism. Lifting weights, doing bodyweight exercises, or even using resistance bands a few times a week can help preserve and even rebuild lean muscle. That muscle will in turn help your body burn more calories, even when you're resting. Second, focus on a diet that supports muscle repair and balances your energy. That means prioritizing protein. Lean meats, eggs, fish, beans, and low-fat dairy can all help fuel your muscles and keep you feeling full longer. At the same time, it's important to cut back on added sugars and highly processed carbohydrates, which can spike your insulin levels and encourage fat storage, especially around the belly. Ultimately, that stubborn belly isn't just about how you look in a mirror. It's a sign of deeper changes happening in your body and a cue to take action. With the right approach, you can regain control. You can feel stronger, think clearer, and protect your long-term health. So if you've noticed your belt feeling tighter and your reflection looking a little different, don't ignore it. Your body is speaking, and it's not just asking for a smaller waistline, it's asking for a healthier future. 3. The ears that never stop growing. A curious case of aging. Aging brings many expected changes: graying hair, wrinkles, slower metabolism. But there's one subtle transformation that often escapes notice until a photo or a glance in the mirror makes it obvious. Your ears are still growing. Yes, really. Unlike bones and muscles, which stop growing once we reach adulthood, cartilage, the soft, flexible tissue that forms the structure of our ears and noses, continues to grow slowly throughout life. Add in the effects of gravity and a natural loss of skin elasticity as we age, and our ears begin to appear longer, thinner, and more stretched over time. Leonard, a 77-year-old retired school principal, recently experienced this firsthand. Sitting in his cozy living room, he flipped through his old wedding album. One photo made him pause. In it, a younger Leonard smiled proudly next to his bride. His ears looked different, more compact, rounded, and proportionate. Without thinking, he touched his ears now. They felt longer, more delicate, slightly droopier. He smiled and chuckled to himself. Guess I didn't notice them growing up with me. This surprising reality is backed by science. Cartilage doesn't stop expanding with age. And as the skin loses collagen and elastin, the proteins that keep it firm and tight, it begins to sag. Gravity, ever so gently, pulls on the tissue. Over decades, these changes add up. One study published in the British Medical Journal found that ears grow about 0.22 millimeters, or roughly 0.008 inches, per year. That's nearly 0.8 inches over a lifetime, a change significant enough to be noticeable, especially in your 70s or 80s. So what can you do about it? Well, you can't stop your ears from growing entirely. There are ways to minimize the appearance of sagging and support healthy skin and cartilage. Staying hydrated is essential for overall skin elasticity. Eating a diet rich in collagen-boosting nutrients, such as bone broth, citrus fruits, leafy greens, eggs, and berries, can help maintain the skin's firmness. Skincare products that contain vitamins like vitamin C, retinoids, and hyaluronic acid can also aid in collagen production and keep the skin around the ears resilient. And don't forget sun protection. UV damage breaks down collagen faster, so wearing sunscreen daily, yes, even on your ears, is a smart move. Avoiding smoking is another key factor. Tobacco use accelerates skin aging and contributes to collagen breakdown, speeding up the visible signs of aging in the face and ears. In the end, growing ears aren't something to fear. They don't pose any health risks. They're simply one of nature's little reminders of the passage of time. Understanding the biology behind these changes can help us accept them more easily and even appreciate them. They're markers of years lived, stories told, and wisdom earned. So the next time you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and think, have my ears gotten bigger? The answer might be yes. And that's okay. They've been quietly growing with you all along the way. For the calves that quietly shrink. One of the most overlooked signs of aging doesn't show up in your face or your posture. It's in your lower legs, specifically your calves. As the years go by, even if you maintain a healthy weight, you might notice that your legs start to look slimmer. Not because you're losing fat, but because your calf muscles are quietly shrinking. This subtle form of muscle atrophy can catch many people off guard, and the impact goes far beyond appearance. Walter, a 74-year-old retired firefighter, was always known for his physical strength and stamina. Throughout his career, he ran into burning buildings, carried heavy equipment, and prided himself on being able to move quickly and confidently. Even in retirement, he stuck to a routine that kept him active. But recently, he found himself struggling with something as simple as climbing the stairs. His legs felt weaker, especially in the lower part. His calves, once firm and muscular, had softened. He hadn't changed anything about his lifestyle. So what was going on? As it turns out, the gradual weakening and shrinking of calf muscles is a common consequence of aging, and several factors are at play. One of the most significant is the natural drop in hormone levels. As we get older, our bodies produce less testosterone and growth hormone, both essential for maintaining muscle mass. At the same time, many people become less active with age, and calves, which thrive on daily movement, start to lose stimulation. Add to that the reduced circulation common in older adults, and you have a perfect storm for muscle deterioration. Less oxygen and fewer nutrients reaching the muscles means slower recovery and diminished strength. But it's not just about having less defined legs. Weakening calves can create a ripple effect that impacts daily life. For starters, they play a key role in balance and stability. As calf strength fades, so does your ability to stay steady when walking or changing direction. Walking speed can also drop significantly, and slower walking is closely linked to reduced independence and even shorter life expectancy. Perhaps most seriously, weak calves contribute to a higher risk of falls, one of the most dangerous health risks for older adults. The good news? You can take action. Muscle loss doesn't have to be permanent. And with a consistent approach, you can rebuild strength and regain control over your mobility. Start by incorporating simple yet effective exercises like calf raises, both seated and standing. Walking on inclines or uphill helps engage the calf muscles more deeply, and resistance band workouts offer low-impact, yet targeted strengthening. Alongside exercise, pay attention to your diet. Protein is essential for muscle repair and growth, so aim to include lean sources like chicken, eggs, tofu, beans, and fish. Omega-3 fatty acids and proper hydration also support muscle health and help reduce inflammation. And above all, stay active every day. Even a brisk 20-minute walk can make a world of difference in maintaining leg strength and circulation. Strong calves are about much more than how your legs look. They're your foundation, supporting your balance, movement, and confidence. Keeping them strong means preserving your independence, reducing your fall risk, and continuing to move through life with purpose. So if you've noticed your legs feeling a little thinner, don't ignore it. It's not just age, it's your body asking for support. Listen, take action, and keep walking strong. Now that we've explored these 4 subtle, yet deeply revealing signs of aging, let's pause for a moment. Have you noticed any of them? Maybe in your own reflection? Or perhaps in the quiet changes you've seen in your father, your brother, or a close friend? Aging isn't a problem to fix. It's not something to be feared or hidden away. It's a story unfolding, your story. Every change you notice, whether it's in your posture, your energy, or the texture of your skin, is trying to tell you something. It's a message from your body, your mind, and your life experience all woven together. These signs aren't about decline. They're about evolution. They remind us that we've lived, that we're still here, and that we're still growing. With awareness comes clarity. With clarity comes choice. And with choice comes real empowerment. You may not be able to stop time, but you can decide how you move through it. You can choose to age with strength, with self-respect, with presence. You can meet each new phase of life with confidence, clarity, and a deeper understanding of who you are becoming. So now, it's your turn to reflect. What stood out to you the most? Did any of the signs we talked about hit close to home? Have you seen them in yourself or in someone you care about? And more importantly, how do you feel about it? What shifts when you stop seeing aging as a loss and start seeing it as a powerful transformation? Take a moment and share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us one thing you learned today and how you plan to use in your life. Whether it's a new mindset, a new habit, or a renewed sense of compassion for yourself, your voice matters. And we'd genuinely love to hear it. If you found this video insightful, please consider liking it, subscribing to our channel, and tapping the bell icon so you never miss an update. And remember, aging isn't just about getting older. It's about stepping into who you are fully and powerfully. So here's to the journey ahead, not just to aging gracefully, but to aging powerfully.